What's up, everybody? Chad Landers back here with Let's Talk, and we are ready to dive into more interviews from the LL League Basketball Media Day. We had it in the preseason, and we were able to make the trip down to the LNP newspaper studios in Lancaster City. Had a lot of fun, and that's because all of the girls' teams and all of the guys' teams were down there, and we got to catch up with our local teams, with the players, with the coaches, and we had some great conversations, and that's what we want to bring you here. We're going to keep rolling it out throughout December, and we're ready to dive into another conversation. Before we do that, make sure you like the video and you subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That's where we'll be rolling out all of our interviews with the coaches and the players, and you'll get to see that, and you'll get to see everything else we've already done with that as well. And one more thing, I won't be able to do all of the interviews, so Eric May's hopping in to help me out with some of those as well. I hope you enjoy what he and I were able to get from these guys. And yeah, we're ready to go. So let's dive into our interview and find out what they had to say in the preseason.
All right, I guess the first question, nice deep run last year.
Yeah.
You lose some guys to graduation.
Yeah.
What are we looking at as far as, I mean, obviously you're returning players, but more importantly, what do you got for as depth is concerned?
So this is going to sound a little different, but we're actually deeper. We have about 9-10 guys that we're very, very comfortable playing right now. We have some experience coming back with Trevor and Carter and Caleb have played a lot of minutes, and a couple other guys that played some minutes as well. So we definitely have, we don't age-wise, we don't have seniors, and we have juniors and sophomores and freshmen. So, but we're not lacking experience, right? So we're excited about it. We basically had the same team for 2 years. So we're just looking to build a little bit every day, and excited for the challenges ahead this year, and working hard to keep ourselves where we've been.
So not having a senior.
Yeah.
And not having that quote-unquote senior leadership.
Yeah.
You've got that, though, with the other guys that are coming back.
100%. Yeah, well, I mean, we have two guys. It's rare, right? Like, we have two guys that started as sophomores, and our sixth man was a freshman. And those guys, we're going to lean on them big time, especially early for the guys that are even younger that don't have as much experience. But those guys are up for the challenge, and they're almost like, I almost get them my seniors for 2 years, Trevor and Carter. So yeah. It's pretty neat.
Okay, so you mentioned the three coming back. What about the other two to round out your starting five? Is that set, or are you still kind of in a let's figure this out?
Yeah, so we're still kind of in that phase, and we've been very open with our team, and we've talked about it. And I'm not sure it's going to be the same people every night. Like I said, with Tate and Fink and Avery and some of those other guys that were a little top. The top was strong last year, right? And then Trevor and Carter were in the experience of getting experience. Now we're in this part where we know three guys, and then like I said, we have 10 guys that I think can play, and it might be for us one of those. This matchup's good for us this night. You're in, and we've talked a lot about it. And when your number's called, we expect you to be ready. We spend a lot of time talking about the team. That's what it's about. It's not about you, and we're really focused on that, as we have been for the last couple of years. And you hear our guys, they put winning first, winning before themselves, and the accolades and all the stuff that comes with it comes with winning. And some people that have experienced it and understand that now, they're the voice echoing it besides me. So we're excited.
You had leagues, you had districts, you got all this bonus basketball last year. How important was that, not just for the program, but for these underclassmen that are coming back this year?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, if you look at in the last couple of years, nobody had that experience at Warwick in terms of being an underclassman and being able to play that long. And it was different for us, especially the state run, playing in the March, and we got a taste of it, and we want more, right? So these guys have put in the work and the effort in the off season, and we're going to do everything we can to keep this going.
So do you set team goals before the season individually, ask the players, collectively as a group? What's
So we actually give them a paper and have them write them down. We don't really talk about it as a team. We know what our goals are, right? Everybody's going to come in here and say, I want to win the section, I want to do this. Like, yeah, we know what we want to do. It's about action. It's not really about your words. So we're going to hold our standard to our actions, right? And how we're preparing and how we're getting ourselves ready in the off season. And it doesn't start the day we have tryouts with our goals. Our goals started in April, right? So yeah, we don't do the traditional write your goals on the board and everybody talk about it. We know what our goals are, and we're gonna do with our actions and our leadership and get ourselves to where we want to be. And it all starts. You can't look ahead. It all starts with we've kind of always said, win your section. The next phase will take care of itself. Do well in districts. The next phase will take care of itself, and just focus on what's right in front of you, and the rest will carry. So.
Because all you need to do is the incentive is just look up at the banner.
Right, yeah, right. And these guys, they'll talk about they want to keep that going, right? 4 sections in a row. You want to keep that. You want to keep that going as long as we can. So, and these guys have the right attitude and the leadership from Carter and Trevor and Caleb, and it's going to be very important to if we want to keep those going. We're gonna need that. So.
It's interesting you say that because usually you guys have a good rivalry with Lebanon.
Yeah.
But they're not in Section 2 anymore, right?
Right.
So it kind of changes it a little bit. You guys have really come down to the wire every year.
Yeah.
You and Lebanon. How do you feel about just kind of changing teams a little bit in Section 2 this year?
As much as that's been like our, put it this way, that wasn't traditionally the rivalry for Warwick, right? It became one because we were both pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now with the sections changing again, a lot of those rivalries are driven by your section. So I think it comes down to location, right? Like Erfurt is close, Central's close, Manheim Township's close, so we're going to play them in a non-league, and those become the meaningful ones because you're so close and you're so familiar. Everybody knows everybody, right? So yeah, those become our I guess I can call them our new rival games, not by choice, but just by how our schedules line up with the new section.
I know I'm curious about one of your new additions to the team, Your Majesty Washington.
Yeah.
You've been able to see this guy kind of come up through the, I guess, junior high program?
Yeah.
And now he's a part of the varsity.
Yeah.
What's his role going to be? And there seems to be a little bit of hype stirring. I would assume more is going to come if they see what this guy can really do. Can you fill us in on
He's a basketball guy, right? And everything he does involves basketball one way or another. And he's definitely he's gifted naturally, but he also puts in work to make himself a better player. You'll see him this year. He's going to do some cool things, and he's obviously has a bright future, but his ceiling is nowhere near where he is today. And so we'll continue to push him and hopefully turn him into and help him guide him to the right way of being a talented rising star in the LL League.
Is he more of Caleb's role last year, or is he going to?
Yeah, I mean, we're still figuring that out, and it might be him one night, it might be somebody else another night, and they're all going to play. And these guys, they talk a lot about it, like we want to win, and whatever we need to do to win, you have to sacrifice whatever your personal goals might be for that, and that's the unselfishness of Warwick basketball that helps us be successful.
So I guess on any given night we could see 8 to 10 guys in a game?
For sure.
Do they all shoot threes?
Yeah. yeah, pretty much, including the big guy. So we got, pretty much.
All right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that conversation. We've got plenty more coming your way from LL League Basketball Media Day. That was just one of the fantastic and fun conversations that myself and Eric May had as we were there with the teams at the LMP Studios down in Lancaster City. If you like the video, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe. We've got plenty more on the channel on YouTube for you to listen to, plus everything that went on in the fall. You can check that out, and everything coming your way in the winter as well. We hope you're checking out our winter sports coverage as we roll along here, and we look forward to lots more great coverage here on Blue Ridge 11 Sports. I'm Chad Landers, and I will talk to you next time right here on Let's Talk.